Good morning all, depending on when you're watching this. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Osa Radio. So today we've had a lot of big updates about Pokemon Card 151 over the past few weeks. I don't think that's going to be a surprise. I've done a bunch of videos, as I should have done. There's been a lot of news, there's been a lot of updates. But today, ladies and gentlemen, have I got one of the biggest and bestest updates for you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they've gone and released some of the artwork rares and the special art rares. And we might as well start here, because you all know it's where we're going. It was right there on the thumbnail. Charizard. Now, I do just want to take a moment to point out that in the video I did you yesterday where I showed you all the artwork rares, I showed you essentially what had been revealed so far using this lovely graphic from the lovely Antoine Boulet, and I told you which Pokemon were guaranteed not to be getting an artwork rare. Some people have got in touch upset that Eevee's on the list. Sorry, Eevee cannot have an artwork rare. I know that's mean, but it's between Mr. Mime and Omanyte, and they are sequentially next to each other. We're not getting an Eevee. But I told you there were 7 spots before Pikachu. And I told you I felt extremely confident that 6 of those 7 slots would be taken up by the first partner Pokemon and their Stage 1 evolutions. Remember, we were talking about artwork rares yesterday. Special art rares come after and aren't in the same row. And yeah, turns out that's real, ladies and gentlemen. Turns out that's legit. That's happening. Let's start off having a look at the Charizard line. We got Charmander, we got Charmeleon, we've got Charizard, and we've got absolutely stunning artwork here by Mickey Kudo. And as a side note, anyone who's trying to collect this artist like the lovely Antoine Boulet, that just got an awful lot harder. Yes, this Charizard is going to be a ridiculously expensive card. It is probably going to be the most expensive and sought after card in the entire set, because it's Charizard. And Charizard is always the most expensive and sought after card in the entire set, regardless of which set it is. Firstly, at least the artwork here is genuinely stunning. I appreciate that. Because at least if the artwork is genuinely stunning, then you kind of feel a bit better about it being a ridiculously expensive card, because it's kind of earned its place being super expensive by being an absolutely stunning, ridiculous, over-the-top, wonderful card. So that's kind of lovely. But we do have the complete evolution line, and one of the things that we've seen in this set, and I am extremely grateful for this, they've kept the same artist. I love that. I love that they've kept the same artist through all of the cards here, because it gives that continuity. It's going to look better in your binder, and especially for stage 2s where you can put them all side by side, it's lovely. Like I've said, the special artwork rares, the numbers come after. So like Charmander's 168, Charmeleon's 169, and then Charizard's 201. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. You have to split the binder up, incidentally. You have to split it up to put these 3 in order. And there is a little bit of a story being told. Actually, obviously, you got the Charmander on the rock at the bottom just being like, oh, I want to be far higher up. And then you got Charmeleon, who is a bit higher up, but obviously Charmeleon don't have no wings. And then Charizard is soaring above, and essentially they're getting higher as you go. The artwork here is absolutely stunning. As for Charizard, look, I've always been a fan of this card since it was initially revealed. I'm just concerned it's a stage 2. Because for a single energy, 60 damage, and if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, then you deal 160 for a single energy, which is clearly good. And then 4 energy, 330, trash free. I love it. I really like the amount of damage you're doing. 330 is great. That's 10 away from being able to KO literally anything. But the fact of the matter is, you're a stage 2, and that's a little bit awkward. But yeah, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. This Charizard is beautiful, but you are going to have to pay for it. Now, moving over to the Venusaur here. This is, let's just look at the 3 artworks first of all, side by side. And we've got artwork by the lovely Yoriyuki Ikigami. And some of you are going to look at this and you're going to get deja vu. Because I looked at this, and I got a little bit of deja vu. And there is a very, very, very good reason why some of you are going to look at this and get deja vu. Because this is the same artist who did the special art of Gardenia's Vigor back in Crown Zenith. In fact, the only other card this artist has ever done in the Pokemon trading card game is the alternate art for Gardenia's Vigor. Yes, the art style is very similar and it's very distinctive and it's very lovely, but also somebody over at the Pokemon Company has decided that this particular artist's style lends itself to doing grass Pokemon. Gardenia obviously being a grass trainer. And yes, it absolutely does. This is absolutely stunning. And next time they need to do a special illustration rare of a grass Pokemon, I really hope they call this artist, because something is going very, very right here. It's just wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, this artist has apparently been pigeonholed, and I am loving it. And then here, I mean, it's a similar kind of thing. Pokemon growing up is not quite so kind of obvious as the Charizard getting higher, but it's still very, very cool and very lovely, and I adore it, honestly. I absolutely adore it. Now, in terms of what Venusaur does here, it's still a very cool card, but, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Stage 2. So, the ability says that while this Pokemon is active, you can heal 60 from one of your Pokemon during your turn. It's awesome. It's really, really good healing on a Stage 2. That's a bit of a problem. It does have to be active, incidentally, in order for this to work. You've then got free energy, 150 plus poison and confusion. And to be fair, Gardenia's Vigor actually works really nicely to accelerate the energy, but it's a Stage 2. Sorry. I wish I had better news for you, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact that it's a Stage 2 is actually a really, really big deal. Just like it was back when we looked at Charizard a moment ago. Sorry about that. Now, in terms of Blastoise, Blastoise was my boy back in Gen 1, and we've got Mitsuhiro Arita artwork, and my word, this is amazing. I'm really glad they didn't give Arita Charizard, just because I don't think I could afford an Arita Charizard. Maybe I can get the Blastoise, you never know. Fingers crossed. But again, we've got the whole growing up thing going on here. And this one is, like the Charizard, really explicit. So you've got Squirtle splashing around, just as the waves are coming in. You've got Wartortle swimming around in what is clearly very shallow water, because you can see the sunlight coming down. And then you've got Blastoise, who is very clearly very deep in the water. You can't see any sunlight coming down. It's quite dark. It's wonderful. I love the artwork here and the way they are showing the evolution of those Pokemon as they're growing up. I think it's wonderful. And one of the highlights of my Pokemon career so far has been interviewing Mitsuhiro Arita on stage at Dallas Regionals 2018. And Blastoise was always my boy back in Gen 1. I need these cards. More so than the others, I need these cards. There's too many cool things at play here for me on a very personal level. Now, as for the Blastoise, you've got an ability that says it takes 30 less from attacks, but bearing in mind it's got 330 HP to begin with, it's going to survive. And then what you can do for 2 energy is discard 2 water energy from your hand, or up to, and deal 140 for each one discarded. That's not that expensive. With an essential HP of 360, you're going to be able to survive a hit or 2. And 280 is a very nice amount of damage to be doing. You'll be getting all Vs, all V-stars. You'll be getting a bunch of EXs, really all but Stage 2s. And even being a Stage 2, Blastoise has a chance, especially with the water support we've got round at the moment. But now, and in my video literally yesterday, I showed you a video showing you all the artwork rares we'd seen so far and telling you what we could deduce. Well, I told you in that video that we needed more information. We needed more of these special illustration rares in order to really say exactly how many they're going to be and which they're going to be. We now have this. Now, once again, I need to use that wonderful image that lovely Antoine Boulet has made up, because it makes my life significantly easier. And we can see that the first EX in the set, which is to say the first one that can have a special art rare, is Venusaur. That's number 200. The last one that we've seen so far is Zapdos, which is 204, which means there are exactly 3 special art rares, i.e. EXs, between Venusaur and Zapdos. But we already know that 2 of them are Charizard and Blastoise, which means very simply 1 out of Arbok, Ninetales, Wigglytuff, Alakazam, and Golem, and Jinx, and Kangaskhan are going to get a special art rare. 1 of those is able to get a special art rare, but only 1 is able to do it. As a side note, we don't know if Mew is going to get one or not, because Mew comes after Zapdos. It's on the booster pack, it's getting one, alright? So basically, we got the 3 first partner Pokemon, plus Mew, plus Zapdos, and 6 is a nice round number. So yeah, there's going to be 1 more. 1 of the EXs, other than the first partner Pokemon, Zapdos and Mew, is getting a special art rare. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you like. Tell me which ones you're excited about. For me, I want that Blastoise line. I suspect for a lot of you, it's probably going to be the Charizard line. But let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And of course, you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.